few months ago, I uploaded a video looking at new PlayStation 4 games that got super cheap really quickly, and I want to do an updated version of it now that we're a couple months into 2019. A lot of great games have come out, and a lot of great games have gotten cheap rather quickly, and you guys might find it a little bit surprising how some of these games that were released super recently in the last, 4 to 5 months are already relatively cheap. Even games that were released in the last month or two are seeing some discounts. However, there are a couple games that are also holding up in price, and that's what I'm actually going to start with. Most notably, we have two games, both of them coming from Bandai Namco, so it seems like they're one publisher that is making their games retain their price quite a bit. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown is still going for like $50 on sale. That's kind of crazy given that Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 released around the same time. Without a doubt, those two games were bigger than Ace Combat 7. Definitely at the very least from a commercial perspective, if you want to judge quality, that's going to be a little bit subjective, but Ace Combat 7 still sitting at a very high price point. If you do find it on sale, instead of paying $59.99, at best, you're going to be paying like $49.99. I believe at one point it was down to $44.99, but Ace Combat 7 is a very good game. No attacking the quality of the game, but nonetheless, $50 for it is quite steep. Also, another game that's holding up in price quite a bit is Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. This, typically, you'll be paying $39.99 for. It did release at $50. And given that it's a remastering of a game that released all the way back in 2008, you would think that it would get a little bit cheaper, a little bit quicker, but nonetheless, it is a great game. I absolutely adore Tales of Vesperia. I talked very highly of it when we were going into the release of the Definitive Edition. It added a lot of content that the original release in 2008 didn't have. It's a great JRPG, just wish it was a little bit cheaper, but nonetheless, I love the game so much, and I would still recommend it at that $39.99 or $35 price point that you can get it for right now. Outside of that, here are some games that are dropping in price rather quickly. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is one game that's also kind of holding up in price, but you can slowly see the price coming down. I've been noticing that this is going for around $45. Now, Sekiro is a relatively recent release, so it holding up in price is not all too surprising. And given the fact that we're already seeing 25% off discounts, hopefully by the summertime it gets around to that $30 price point. But I know for a lot of you guys, if you're into the From Software games, you probably bought Sekiro at $59.99. So for those of you guys that really wanted the game, you probably already bought it. And for those of you that wanted to get it a little bit cheaper, probably wait until the summertime, and I could see it getting down to $29.99. However, $45 now is definitely worth it. Sekiro is one of the early contenders for Game of the Year. Not necessarily my Game of the Year, because that's probably the next game I'm going to mention. Devil May Cry 5 is also around $45. So in terms of Sekiro and Devil May Cry 5, they're kind of dropping in price in the same trajectory. Devil May Cry 5 also a remarkable game. In the case of DMC 5, it is a game that prioritizes quality over quantity. So in that sense, if you're looking for a lengthy experience, you're not really going to find that in Devil May Cry 5. However, the campaign that you do get is so good. And if you want a stylish and slick action title, you're absolutely going to find that in DMC 5. $45 for it is a good buy. Another title I could see hitting that $30 price point by sometime in the summer. Mortal Kombat 11 just came out, and it's already seeing a discount. Yes, Mortal Kombat 11 released a couple of weeks ago. A lot of controversy surrounding this game is microtransactions. However, fundamentally, as a fighting game, MK11 is tremendous, and it's already available $10 off for $50. So yes, I didn't mention how Ace Combat 7 is holding up in price, but Ace Combat 7 is what, a game that released 4 months ago, and in the case of Mortal Kombat 11, it just released a couple of weeks ago, and it's already going for around the same price as Ace Combat 7. I imagine that the game's price will drop more and more. Maybe by the summertime, we'll even see it for around $35. That would be great, but if you're itching for a great fighting game, Mortal Kombat 11 is absolutely going to offer you that, even though there was a lot of controversy, again, with the microtransactions and everything going on with that. It looks like they are going to remedy that issue. I talked in depth about all of the issues with that, so let's not open that can of worms right now. But again, if you want a compelling fighting game, Mortal Kombat 11 absolutely offers that, and for $50, that's great. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is also a relatively recent release, and if you guys have been following this channel, you know about Ubisoft games and how quickly Ubisoft games go on sale. Even if they're really good, even if they sell really well, if it's a Ubisoft game and you are a budget-minded gamer, I would highly, highly recommend you to wait on a sale. And you're already seeing that with The Division 2. I've seen this as low as $40, which is pretty incredible because this just came out back in, what, March 15th, I think was the exact release date. It's only been a month and a half. Already down to $40, but again, that is not an indictment on the quality of The Division 2. The Division 2 is an excellent multiplayer game, and I would highly recommend you guys to try it out. However, given that it's a Ubisoft game, this game is just going to get cheaper and cheaper. I would not be shocked if come the fall time that this is down to like $20. Assassin's Creed Odyssey released back in October, and it's already down south of $20, and that game was very good as well. Sold really well. Obviously, commercially, it's a big IP, but as is the case with all Ubisoft titles, they just generally go on sale pretty quickly. The Division 2 already regularly down to that $40, $45 $35 range, and I imagine it's gonna get cheaper and cheaper. So if you've already waited this long, maybe waiting a little bit longer will pay dividends, but if you want to get into the Division 2, you could do so at a discount pretty regularly, and again, it is a great multiplayer game. I've seen Metro Exodus as low as $30 as a part of one of Newegg's promotion. Now, Metro Exodus is an interesting case because it very rarely goes on sale, but it will go on sale from time to time. And when it does, you will see it at a steep discount. So right now, I don't think there's any steep discount on Metro Exodus. Maybe you can find it for $40 to $45, but as a part of one of Newegg's 50% off promo codes they were running, Metro Exodus was available for $30 for a brief time period. And a lot of people tend to think that Metro Exodus is one of the weaker games out of the 3 Metro titles. I probably think it's the second best behind Metro Last Light. I do think it's better than Metro 2033. There are some issues with the game, but if you want a quality first-person shooter, a story-driven first-person shooter at that, Metro Exodus is definitely going to offer you a good time. Could definitely understand why you would be hesitant in picking up the game for a full $59.99, but at a $30 price point or even less than that in the coming months, I'm sure it'll hit that $19.99 price point sooner rather than later. At that price point, it's absolutely worth it. Here's an interesting note. Ace Combat 7 and Tales of Vesperia, both Bandai Namco titles, and both have held up in price pretty well. And both have held up in price. Jump Force was a game that wasn't received as well, and the price kind of goes to show. I've seen Jump Force go on sale as low as $35. I believe it's on sale right now as a part of the Golden Week sale on the PlayStation Store. And you'll see relatively steep discounts on Jump Force, but even in the case of Jump Force versus a lot of other games, it's still holding up in price more so than a lot of other games. And given that the quality level of Jump Force isn't that high, and I'm actually one of those people that have gone to bat a little bit for this game, I mean, given that it did just release back in February, I believe on the same day as Metro Exodus, $35 is a pretty significant discount on the game. But honestly, if you're talking about it from a substance standpoint, Jump Force is the kind of game you should probably pay $20 for. Anything over that, honestly, probably isn't worth it. It is a very stylish game, but it really prioritizes style over substance, so that's a major issue with the title. $35 at this point, hopefully it just gets cheaper and cheaper and becomes more of a palatable pickup. Resident Evil 2 has been holding up in price given that it released all the way back in January, but you can regularly get it for $40 now. I believe it's on sale on the PlayStation Store as well. Physical copies of the game regularly go for $40 as well. It is an incredible game, much like Devil May Cry 5, a game that prioritizes quality over quantity, so you're not getting a lengthy experience here. However, Capcom did roll out some free DLC that's adding a little bit of longevity, but the game itself is so good, you can complete it rather quickly if you did play Resident Evil 2 back in the day and you know the layout and whatnot. But again, this is a game at such a high quality level, just like Devil May Cry 5, that yes, it is at a steeper price. Yes, it's not going to offer you a ton of longevity, but it's such a good game that I would highly recommend it regardless. And if you're into survival horror games, of course, that's a must buy. Kingdom Hearts 3 released around the same time as Resident Evil 2, but it is dropping in price a little bit quicker. You'll regularly see this for around $35. I've seen it as low as $30 again as a part of one of Newegg's promotions. Newegg has low-key become the spot to buy physical games, by the way, ever since Best Buy got rid of GCU. Newegg's deals have been top-notch, and Kingdom Hearts 3 for $30 was a really good buy. You'll often also see deals on the bundle with Kingdom Hearts The Story So Far, as well as Kingdom Hearts 3. I've seen that go on sale for like $65, and that includes pretty much all of the Kingdom Hearts games, so that is a great way to get into the series. Kingdom Hearts 3 itself, again, I wouldn't be paying more than $35 at this point. Everybody's favorite game in Anthem has also gone on sale rather quickly. Now, EA kind of had to drop the price on this game because it is a multiplayer-focused game, and they needed people to buy the game. I've seen it as low as $20, but it was only available for $20 for a short window. That was during one of Newegg's 50% off promotions. They had the MSRP down to $40, and then the 50% off knocked it down to $20. Pretty regularly, you'll see Anthem available for $30, and I know for a lot of you guys, you might be even thinking, hey, I'm not playing Anthem until it's free to play. I'm not playing Anthem unless they pay me to play it, but nonetheless, I wanted to mention it, and I have been a little bit more positive about Anthem than most people, but nonetheless, you absolutely should not be paying full price for it at this point, considering you can regularly get it for around the $30 range, and even cheaper than that, I imagine, in the coming months. FarCry New Dawn, another Ubisoft experience. This dropped back in February and went on sale super quickly. We're talking literally a couple weeks after release. It was 50% off, down to $20. It's available for that price on the PlayStation Store. It's a standalone expansion to Far Cry 5. If you want more Far Cry, it's a good buy at $20. That $39.99 price point, a little bit too hefty, but now that it's readily available for $20, if you want more Far Cry, I don't see any reason not to pick it up. And lastly, I do want to note that Dead or Alive 6 has gone on sale rather quickly. This is another game with an obscene amount of DLC, but you don't have to pay $60 for the game anymore. I've seen it readily available for around $30. Again, Newegg, the spot to go for a game like this. When they're running a 50% off promo code, Dead or Alive 6 is usually available for $30, and that's a great buy. Another fighting game. Wanted to mention it. Probably think that Mortal Kombat 11 is the better option right now, but if you want Dead or Alive 6 for $30 ain't a bad buy. So that's gonna conclude this video. Now, these are generally the prices I would pay for these games, and they're readily available at these prices at the time of recording this video. Of course, if you're watching this video a month down the line, things have probably changed a lot, and chances are these games have gotten even cheaper. We always do updates on pricing, and if you guys are following this channel, we're always uploading videos on great deals. I try to advocate not spending $60 on every game that comes out, because these days, more so than ever, games are going on sale rather quickly, with the exception of a couple publishers like Bandai Namco, where their games hold up in price a little bit more so than others, but even then, you do see discounts on games like Ace Combat 7, Tales of Vesperia. Just takes a little bit longer. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.